श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। शमयन् भवसन्तापं रमयन् साधुचातकान् कृष्णमेघः कृपादृष्टवृष्ट्या पुष्णातमापि आपादमूलपर्यन्तं गुरूणाम् अग्रजं स्मरेत् तेन विघ्नाः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथाः। We are indeed very glad to learn that the devotees in Seattle, they are celebrating the Aradhana of Sri Vyasaraja Tirtha. Sri Vyasaraja Tirtha is one of the great philosophers that India produced. When he was just 7, he was initiated into sannyasa, and for 85 years he led the life of sannyasa. His works, the major works, 3 works, namely Tatparya Chandrika and then Nyayamrita and Tarkatandava are the greatest works. And he was a great social reformer also. For the sake of the people who are ignorant of the Shastra, he himself composed kirtanas, songs in Kannada, and Purandaradasa, the great Dasa, Purandaradasa and Kanakadasa were his disciples. And in his lifetime, for the sake of the devotees throughout in South India, he Hanuman, Lord Hanuman, the temples, the constructed, the Hanuman Murti was installed. More than 700 such Murtis of Hanuman were installed by him. And he was also the Guru of Krishnarpanamasthu of Vijayanagara Empire, the emperor of that great empire. And thus we have to remember him, because in his shloka, Charma Shloka, what is known as Charma Shloka, Arthikalpitakalpoyam Pratyarthigajapesari Vyasaraja Gurubhuyat Asmadishtatta Siddhaye. According to this shloka, for those who serve him, he is a Kalparuksha. Arthikalpitakalpoyam. Kalpa means Kalparuksha, the tree in heaven. Whenever a devotee desires or gets the tree, it is known that it gives anything that is required. And also he was Pratyarthika education. For the opponents in the debate, he was just like a Kesari lion. And thus Vyasaraja Tirtha was a great saint and philosopher, and let that great saint bless us. This is what the shloka says. I hope the celebrations held in Seattle will be held in that manner, and the devotees will be blessed by the great Guru.
Jagadguru Sri Madhvacharya propounded Dvaita philosophy. Subsequently, Sri Tirtharu, Sri Vyasarajaru, Sri Raghavendra Tirtharu donned the mantle and were instrumental in propagating Dvaita philosophy. The 3 yatis are popularly referred to as Munitraya. Each of them were present in different periods of times and have immensely contributed to Dvaita philosophy. Sri Vyasarajaru was a great saint, writer, a prolific orator, an able administrator, and a social reformer. This list is huge, really. Sri Vyasarajaru's Mula Rupa was Shankukarna. He was a Devata in Indraloka who took 4 reincarnations by the way of Prahalada Rajaru, Bhaklika Rajaru, Sri Vyasarajaru, and Sri Raghavendra Tirtharu. Sri Vyasarajaru was the 3rd reincarnation of Shankukarna. On the occasion of his Aradhana, it warrants to delineate a brief account of Sri Vyasarajaru's life history and his unique contributions to the mankind. The couple Ramacharya and Lakshmi Bai offered immense seva to Sri Brahmanya Tirtharu. Sri Brahmanya Tirtharu informed the couple that a male child would be born, which had to be handed over to him in a golden plate. The couple indeed had a male child born on April 22nd, 1447 AD at Bannur near Mysore. They named him Yatiraja and promptly handed over the baby to Sri Brahmanya Tirtharu. Young Yatiraja grew up and received his Brahmopadesha at the age of 5. At the age of 7, Sri Brahmanya Tirtharu ordained him to sannyasa and named him as his successor. His ashrama nama was Sri Vyasa Tirtharu, who became the 4th pontiff in the lineage of Sri Rajendra Tirtharu. He was also known as Sri Vyasarayaru. Sri Vyasarajaru received his initial Tattvajnana by Sri Brahmanya Tirtharu. At the age of 10, he toured Kanchi and defeated many renowned scholars. On one such debate, he was challenged to explain the Dvaita philosophy very briefly. There, he composed a shloka on the spot, thus exhibiting his impromptu skills. As a mark of respect to Sri Vyasarajaru, the temple authorities of Kanchi, Sri Varadaraja Swami, accorded him a royal welcome. This tradition continues till date for a Vyasaraja Mutt pontiff. Sri Vyasarajaru then proceeded to Mulbaglu and received advanced Tattvajnana for 12 years under Sri Sripadarajaru. After the completion of this, Sri Vyasarajaru headed the Gurukula as Chancellor, founded by Sri Sripadarajaru. On receiving orders from his Guru Sri Sripadarajaru, he went to Tirupati in 1486 AD and performed puja for Lord Srinivasa for 12 years. At the end of 12 years, he handed over the reins back to Tirupati temple authorities. As a mark of respect to Sri Vyasarajaru, the Tirupati temple authorities accorded Raja Maryada to Sri Vyasarajaru, and this tradition continues till date to a Vyasaraja Mutt pontiff when they visit Tirupati Srinivasa. Sri Vyasarajaru then proceeded to Hampi, the capital of Vijayanagar Empire, and spent the rest of his lifetime at Vijayanagar. He served as Rajaguru to 6 Vijayanagar rulers. But it was during Krishnadevaraya's tenure that Sri Vyasarajaru's fame reached its zenith. Sri Vyasarajaru was even considered second in command to Krishnadevaraya. Krishnadevaraya anointed Sri Vyasarajaru as Kulaguru too. Sri Vyasarajaru defeated many scholars in a debate. The most notable was Basavabhatta, a renowned scholar of his times. After losing the debate, Basavabhatta surrendered and offered a green linga, popularly known as Spatika Linga, to commemorate the event. This is being worshipped even today by a Vyasaraja Mutt Pontiff and offers special puja to it on Maha Shivratri. His outstanding qualities of being patient, highly appreciative of the opposition's oratory abilities, recognizing due credits by the way of rewards, drew appreciation even from his critics like Madhusudan Saraswati. While on his tour to Bengal, he defeated Pakshadhara Mishra, a legendary scholar in Bengal. Observing the enormous knowledge possessed by a young Sri Vyasaraja, Pakshadhara Mishra grew curious to know who Sri Vyasaraja Guru was. Pakshadhara Mishra learned that his Guru was Sri Padarajaru, who was in Mulubagalu, down south at a very far off place. But he took great pains and travelled all the way from Bengal to Mulubagalu to have a darshan of Sri Padarajaru. Once the king Krishnadevaraya had a Kuha Yoga, which is a conjunction of adverse planets in a single house, culminating to life-threatening events to the king. Astrologers advised Krishnadevaraya to vacate the throne to work around the Kuha Yoga. Krishnadevaraya prayed to Sri Vyasarajaru to protect him. Sri Vyasarajaru himself adorned the throne for a muhurta, which is 48 minutes, and evaded the danger to King Krishnadevaraya. Sri Vyasarajaru, as a king for 48 minutes, donated lots of land and money to all the needy people of the society. King Krishnadevaraya exhibited his gratitude by performing Ratnabhisheka with precious stones to Sri Vyasarajaru. But all of these precious stones were immediately donated to the deserving needy people. Besides this, King Krishnadevaraya donated Sri Vyasarajaru vast areas of land, which Sri Vyasarajaru converted to lake which fed water to the needy people. This is popularly known as Vyasasamudra or Vyasankere. He also constructed 32 lakes in this area to help farmers with irrigation. These events just goes to highlight the deep philanthropic interest that Sri Vyasarajaru possessed. Sri Vishnu Tirtharu was Sri Vyasaraja's ardent disciple and was supposed to be his successor. Impressed by the knowledge of Sri Vishnu Tirtharu, Sri Surendra Tirtharu wished to have him as his disciple and shared this wish with Sri Vyasarajaru. Sri Vyasarajaru happily gifted Sri Vishnu Tirtharu to Sri Surendra Tirtharu. Sri Vishnu Tirtharu succeeded Sri Surendra Tirtharu and adorned the title Sri Vijayendra Tirtharu. This is a classic example of Sri Vyasaraja's magnanimity. Sri Vyasarajaru installed 732 Hanuman idols in just 1 year in 1500 AD. More than 300 of those idols are located in Penugonda at Andhra Pradesh. At Hampi, visualizing the shape of a Hanuman, he composed an artwork using charcoal on a rock and tried to bring Sannidhana to it. But Hanuman, in the form of a monkey, kept flying away. Hence, he put a star shape around the artwork and meditated Bijakshara mantra for 30 million times. Hanuman was deeply impressed with this and decided to stay there, now popularly known as ಯಂತ್ರೋದ್ಧಾರಕ ಹನುಮ. ಶ್ರೀ ವ್ಯಾಸರಾಜರು presented a garland with 19 mandara flowers to his Upasya Murti Venugopala Krishna. Tatparya Chandrika, Nyayamrita, Tarka Tandava were some of his prominent works. It is notable that these three books formed a firm, unshakable foundation for Dvaita philosophy. The logical skill and depth of acute dialectical thinking shown by Sri Vyasarajaru stands almost unrivaled in the whole of Indian philosophical thought. Sri Vyasarajaru composed many devotional songs with an Ankitanama Sri Krishna. He granted Dasara Dikshe to Purandaradasaru, Kanakadasaru and accepted them as his disciples. Sri Vyasarajaru composed Tatparya Chandrika in front of Lord Ranganatha at Trichy. Even today, this place where he composed Tatparya Chandrika can be seen and is popularly known as Sri Vyasaraja Mandapam. Sri Vyasarajaru anointed Sri Srinivasa Tirtharu as his successor and left abode on March 8th, 1539 AD on Phalguna Bahula Chaturthi. His Vrindavana is located at Anegundi near Hospete, Karnataka. On the account of his Aradhana, let's remember his deep spiritualistic journey and celebrate his immense contributions to the mankind in the field of spirituality, philosophy and philanthropy. Let's all seek his divine blessings and pay our rich tributes to Sri Vyasaraja Tirtha. Shri Krishnarpanamasthu. Nahankarta Harikarta Tat Puja Karma Chakinam.